Hi everyone, this is Anthony from Glitter Talent. I am speaking to you on behalf of Hilda and I, and we wanted to send out a video kind of going over self-tape notes and rules, and just kind of going over some details that we've collected from seeing the recent self-tapes that have been being sent in to on our end to be submitted to castings. And we just wanted to do this little video to kind of speak to you guys kind of in person, but going over some things that we find are very important to improving both your auditions and your chances, as well as making yourselves look better as actors and making us look better as a agency as far as self-tapes go. So I'm going to be going over a few different things. I might be jumping around a bit, but this is what we've collected. First and foremost, as far as self-tapes go, always horizontal. So I'm just using a cell phone for an example. If you're recording on an iPhone, you always want to keep it like this. We've been receiving a lot of vertical videos, and those are extremely unprofessional looking. Casting directors have even said in Breakdowns a lot that they're only reviewing horizontal videos. So sometimes if you send in a vertical, it might be last second and we just have to get it in, but sometimes they won't even bother looking at it because it's unprofessional. So always horizontal. Obviously that's the main way that you will be sending in videos if you're recording it off of a camera, but if you have an iPhone, always like this, never like this. And with that, please, please, please never record yourself on an iPhone like this, as if you're taking a selfie. It just looks really, really unprofessional. So always have, you can buy a tripod. You can try to, if you're only working with an iPhone, you can try to prop it up somewhere, but other than that, Target, Walmart, Amazon, they have these little mini tripods that have these bendable legs that you can get for phones. So that might be a little bit of an investment to make. Just if you notice that you're usually using an iPhone or any kind of phone to record your self-tapes, maybe you can invest in one of those little mini tripods. Okay, so that's one thing. Please always have a very professional background with your self-tapes. That's another thing that we've been noticing a lot lately, has been, anything from a kitchen to a bedroom, to a dining room, to a living room behind you, to doors, to other rooms. You want to make these look as clean as possible, these self-tapes. They're representing you as an actor, and you want to keep it extremely professional, extremely clean, extremely sleek. So options are finding a blank wall like this behind me. If there's anywhere in your house that you might have a blank wall, try to record there. If not, improvise. And I know it sounds ludicrous, but even if you have a sheet that's a blank color, tape it up to your wall and just make sure where you're filming we don't see the tape on the wall. But other than that, if we just see one solid color behind you, that's perfect. So if you need to tape a sheet to the wall, whatever you need to do, and if you want to put a little bit of money into it and invest in something, I know one thing that a lot of actors use is this kind of foldable, collapsible backdrop, which is available on Amazon. If you just put in blue backdrop, it'll come up. I think it's like blue on one side, green on the other, and I believe it's collapsible and folds up. I think they go for $35 on Amazon, and the blue color is like the staple color for self-tapes. So if you want to do that, and you can put it up anywhere in your house, I believe you can just hang it on wherever. So anywhere you go, you can have a backdrop for a self-tape. So that's available for you too as well. But please no apartment behind you. I know it can become difficult to find a space, but try to improvise. You guys are actors. Improvise something that looks sleek behind you, please. As far as the material goes, be very comfortable with the text and what the story is so that you as an actor can be making decisions as this character. So just be really comfortable. Sometimes we're getting self-tapes where it just seems like it's being read for the first time and there's not really any choices being made or risks being taken. Make sure you know who this character is. Read the breakdown that we send you. Sometimes I know there's not that much, but that shouldn't stop you from making choices as a character. So make sure you're reading that script, you're getting comfortable with it. Ideally, we should be off book for these, but if not, you can hold the script. And with that, as far as having a script in your hands, I've been noticing a lot of actors have been keeping their eyes on the text a little bit too much. So the very important thing is when you have a reader that's reading with you, a lot of the acting that we should be seeing is happening when that reader is speaking to you. If you've ever heard the term acting is reacting, that's when there's the gold. That's when we see like your acting chops. Is after you've said a line and that person that you're talking to is saying something back to you, that's where the acting is happening. Because whatever they're saying to you there, your reaction to that should be how you say the next line. What I've been seeing a lot of is keeping your eyes on the text when the reader is talking so that you can be ready to say your line. That is a big, big no-no. So if you think that you might have been doing that, try to break that habit because it's kind of like an acting 101 thing. We need to see your reaction to the lines being said. That's where we're going to see your acting chops. Like I said, lines should generally be memorized. That's where you're going to be able to work and have fun the most. But if you can't have that script there, but don't make it the star of your scene, those papers. Also, another tip is definitely highlight the lines. You know, I've acted, I've directed. I know how scary it can be in the room in that moment or when you're filming. And one thing that kind of you get caught up in is paying attention to your reader or whatever lines are being given to you and then going back to your script and not knowing where you are. Please highlight however you need to. It's okay, we don't see that, but highlight your line so you can know exactly where you are, and it just makes the scene move faster. Okay, please edit your videos so that we do not see you walking from and to the camera before and after the tape. Another thing that just looks unprofessional is you going to the camera after you film, or you backing up to your spot. Simple thing, when you download that video to your computer, there should be some kind of option if you're working with QuickTime, or if you're recording from an iPhone, 1, 2, 3 on an iPhone. Once you have that video on there, if you're looking at the video, literally at the bottom, you can do that thing where you can edit the beginning and editing. The beginning and ending of the video, you can edit. So please be doing that. Make it nice and clean and sleek. It starts when you start. Please send the videos in an easily downloadable file. Not unless it's stated, should you be sending YouTube videos. Because what that does on our end, we have to go on to like a YouTube converter website and then put your link on there and then download your video and all of that. So please send it, you know, WeTransfer is probably the best way, or sending the video straight through email if you can. Be careful with the really high quality videos because they will be a little bit harder to send and to download and to upload on our end. So if you can try to make it a little bit smaller, that helps. Read the slate information carefully. A lot of times we're either not getting slates, we are getting slate together with the video when it says please make the slate and the reading two separate videos, or sometimes it'll say please tell us all of these things in the slate, and sometimes clients won't say those things. So just read exactly what they want in the slate. It's really important. That's what they want from you. Let's see. As far as dressing up, you can totally dress up in the vein of that character. So especially if it's something along the lines of, you know, this character works in an office and you want to wear a suit or something a little more business attire, awesome. Don't go too crazy. Realize, please realize, they are casting you from your photo that they see. So you should look like your photo. So men, if you are clean shaven, don't send a self-tape with a beard, please, or vice versa. If they cast you and they want you from that photo of you with a beard, and then you come on clean shaven, it's not what they're looking for, so don't give them that. You're gonna jeopardize you getting a call back if you look different. Same thing with women, you know, they love this picture of you, that's what they saw of you with the short hair, now you have longer hair. You want to give them what they want. You're your own business. You're selling your look. So they want you for what you have in your headshot. Don't change that up. So what I mean by dressing up for the role is little things. If you are a little bit older, but they want you for this younger role as a teenager or whatever, maybe dress accordingly. Wear, you know, a baggy t-shirt, you know, be a little bit less formal, things like that. But do not look vastly different from your headshot, please. And the last thing is having a reader with you. I know that there's certain situations where you might get a audition one day and it needs to be in the next day, the self-tape, and sometimes it's really hard to get somebody to help you with the self-tape. That's totally understandable. What I would suggest is, obviously, first thing is trying to reach out to friends and see if there's somebody there to read with you. If not, if you're local, you can come on by here. We have blank walls, we have tripods, we have cameras, we have readers. We can read with you. Whatever you need, we have here for you. In the situation that you don't have a reader, I've noticed that some of you have been recording your own voices and using that. That's fine. Just make sure that you're really comfortable with it. Rehearse that a few times before you record. And try to keep that eye line as if you're looking at somebody still. You don't want to work off of the computer. You want to act like there is somebody there and still keep that response there. The same thing goes with if you have multiple people in your side, and this is if you have one reader, no readers, whatever. You want to keep that eye line and you want to separate that for yourself so it looks like there's really people there in that scene with you. So be smart about those things, because I know as far as me as a director, I look for those really smart choices and okay, I can see that they see two different people. So try to keep that there. If you do not have a reader, I mean, the last resort is saying the lines without anybody. I just feel like that's a little bit risky. I'd rather, I think, hear you record your voice and respond to something rather than you just reciting lines, because you're not responding to anybody. And I don't know if that looks the best. And in a self-tape is just not saying anything to anybody, completely omitting the reader's lines. I think you're missing the opportunity to react off of an imaginary person. You want to hear those lines, you want to be affected by those lines that are not yours. So I would say if worst comes to worst, yeah, record yourself, but try to find that reader. And I think that's about it. So this concludes our self-tape video. If you have any questions, please reach out to us about anything regarding self-tapes. I hope that this has helped you. Please take these notes and start using them in your self-tapes, especially things like the horizontal, the backgrounds that are self-tape appropriate. You want to look very professional as an actor, I would imagine. So those two simple things are like night and day in these videos. Like I said, I've talked to casting directors and they have said that they will simply just ignore those types of videos when a video is vertical. Horizontal, always. And just paying attention to what they're asking for. Take their notes into account. Sometimes they want to see a full body slate. Sometimes they want you to film very close up. Take all of those things into account, please. Just the simple fact that you're paying attention to directions separates you from the rest. And if you don't listen to directions, that also separates you pretty fast from the rest. So yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and thank you for listening.